Are you thinking of playing Era of Conquest and wondering, is it actually worth it? Why is everyone hyped about it? And why actually this is one of the most free-to-play friendly games, honestly, in the Forex City market? Well, today I'm going to showcase it. I'm going to go through all the reasons why this game is good for you guys to play and check out and try. And honestly, come in with an open view, because when you do, after a few days, everyone has fallen in love with Era of Conquest. Hello, yes, smash a like, comment, and subscribe for more daily videos with me, MrSneakyy, and we're here in Era of Conquest doing its justice and talking about why, honestly, you should try this game out and why this game, honestly, is an amazing game for free-to-play players and spenders to be actually very equal when it comes into the way the game approaches things. So the first thing you're probably wondering is, how can I say this? And the one thing I will talk about straight away is the store, right? The store in most games, you can notice, like in Rise of Kingdoms, Affinity Kingdoms, Call of Dragons, like State of Survival, you can name so many different games. The benefit system on how you can buy, on how much you can buy as a benefit is kind of insane, right? But Era of Conquest doesn't do that. Era of Conquest has a very good way of actually restricting the amount of increase of power that you gain, and I will explain what you get in terms of value, but when it comes in terms of actual strength, you guys will be very shocked on how much you can actually buy. So the daily deal, this is existing in most games, but compared to any other game so far that I've been playing, and this is my second season now into this game, you can only ever pick Leonidas. So you can only pick Leonidas, and if you do, you get double of his heads. Apart from that, it's always going to be a legendary badge, meaning this is a universal token. It's not a specific token for one hero, which allows, again, you, the player, to have maximum kind of control on what you want. But again, you're only getting one compared to the double of Leo. So just remember that. That's the only kind of daily deal that you get. But the daily deal itself is the one where most players get the most value out of it. Why? Because as you guys know, in this game, you use war orders and you use relic scrolls, which we will talk about a little bit later if you don't know what I'm on about here. But these are the two main resources that you use to basically clear relic camps to gain gear, or the garrison nodes to basically acquire resources for your city. This allows you, as you can see, to gain one. This is only one extra relic scroll and one extra war order. And in the long run, it doesn't honestly give you that much of an advantage, apart from unlocking things maybe a couple of days earlier, going up to a week earlier in the very late game, if you've been buying this every single day, right? But apart from that, you're not getting any other benefits. Honestly, there's not anything in there. And when you look at now all the other daily deals, this is what's going to be even more crazier, because this is a level up gift that you guys know of. This is free, so every time you're leveling up, you're going to gain all of this that you can see on the screen. This is also tied to your civilization, which we will talk about later. And obviously this can change if you change your civilization at any point. Your monthly card is what everyone kind of knows. So you can spend this little monthly purchase, and all you're obtaining instantly is these frames, these gems, and then every day what you're able to do is basically use your dispatch and basically quickly get it done in one instantaneously button, but then send it out again. So you basically get 2 extra runs of the dispatch if you want to do that. But the little purple stuff, if you're wondering what this is the actual dispatch supplies, which makes you, do your dispatch stuff. And the thing is, this only costs 150 to do one. So with both of these passes together, you literally get 1 extra a day. So that is this I'm saying. You get very restricted in this game on how much benefits you're getting in terms of your tech, building power, just straight up stuff like that. But you do get an advantage still, and I will explain that. But you get your sign-in rewards, as you can see. This is just, again, I can sign in. And if I've missed anything, I can honestly reclaim these by just spending 5 gems. You can see, technically, I can spend 5 gems here. And if I do, I've just gained 200. So I've net 195 gems by just doing something as simple as that, right? And I could technically do it again here on this one. I could do it again on these ones here and always net positive on my gems, which is a really cool feature again in this little paid area. The next little things you can spend on is the actual little Conquest Pass. As you can see, this Conquest Pass is giving you a ton of gems for once, which is really cool, as well as some chests which has skills in, on top of some additional legendary general steals, which are basically your summoning scrolls, which is really cool, right? And at the end of the chest, as you can see, you get to choose one select card from 10 random S, and you will receive 5 of that skill, which is a really cool little choice thing at the end. So again, you can see nothing too crazy, right? In the first season, if you're wondering, you will get access to the hero on the top right of the screen called Tucson instead, which is a really cool little feature as well. This is the settlement packs, and now these are basically whenever you play the game, like maybe Call of Dragons, Rise of Kingdoms, Infinity Kingdoms, when you level up a hero, or say you hit a certain building level, or say you hit a certain thing, those pop-ups that last only 1 hour appear. Well, in this game, those packs still appear, but they don't last for 1 hour, they last forever. And they always appear in this kind of like settlement pack area, and you can see them, and at any point you can choose to buy them. And as you can see, we've got a nice little building upgrade here, which is kind of lit for us. But you can see they're nice and easy, right? We've just upgraded one, and we've just unlocked this new civil pack too, right? And we can just basically keep these here if we want to choose it or not. And then just like anywhere else, you can go to the official website to top up, which means you can basically buy these kind of like Conquest coins instead, or their little like packs, similar to kind of like other games like Call of Dragons has and Rise of Kingdoms has with their little passes. And it just allows you to obviously buy things through their little currency instead of spending your main money, right? So that's the daily deals, and that's how much you can buy it. And as you can tell, you can't buy it nowhere near as much as you probably thought you could buy compared to most games. And that is one of the biggest reasons why people love Era of Conquest. And with that, I'm going to go into today's sponsor. I want to say thank you to them, Huawei. Thank you for sponsoring us and shouting out Era of Conquest. Because basically, without Huawei, guys, we would never have found this game. We've never been playing it. And without them, they wouldn't have given us that, the download, right? The download on an amazing game. So let's go over to the sponsor. From the 25th of January to the 29th of February, there is a new campaign going on for Huawei AppGallery. Click the link below and you should pop up onto this website here, but on my screen. And you can log in, obviously, with your account here. But more importantly, you can see weekly 40% up to coupons off from all of your purchases, going into even more point cashbacks and exclusive gift offers. More information for everything if you just click on the link, guys, for Huawei users, even for Huawei non-users. And if you need any help, there's the Discord button here, or as you've seen throughout this ad, the little QR code, scan it with your phone, and guess what? You can join the Discord too and ask away any information in regards to this offer. Check the comment or the description below for the pinned link and join Huawei AppGallery today. Right, thank you very much again, Huawei, for that. And now let's go into all the little nitty-gritty stuff, like a bit of the mechanics and reasons why you guys will honestly fall in love with this game if you keep an open mind and don't treat it like Rise of Kingdoms or Call of Dragons or Infinity Kingdoms or anything like that. Because honestly, on the surface, I will admit, like anyone will admit, it will appear and it will look very similar to those style of games on the surface, but that is only on the surface of this game. When you go into it, there's so many cool quality of life features that just kind of makes sense and makes your life a lot easier. One of them is actually your troops and your troop types. you get a building here called the conscription building, and this conscription building is basically allows you to basically train your troops at a fast rate or not at a fast rate. But you'll notice this is basically 126 troops every minute, and you're probably wondering, is that infantry? Is that... It doesn't matter. That's everything. Because in this game, the way troops actually work is you basically select your legion. And as you can see, your legion has a grade on how effective they are with a basically troop type. And you can hit choose arms now. And guess what? If we want to go from a spearman, we can now pick maybe like a bowman. And you can see now... two of my heroes excel at this type of troop, while one of them is just below average, right? And this, again, works at any rate. And this is basically what the game does. It allows you to use any of these different troops. The number doesn't change. You can basically deploy an auto-assign so you can refill these troops up, and that is it. That's how simple it is. So you don't have to worry about all this craziness and having all these different buildings on all the troops. You have one which does all of it, right? But let's go into it a little bit more, right? Because you're probably wondering, what do these banners mean? And that's basically the hero section of the video, which honestly people love when they come into Era of Conquest, because again, the heroes in this game will be very familiar to maybe more Rise of Kingdoms players, because they are based off obviously heroes in history. So this is Herman in the game, we've got Boudica in the game, Julius Caesar, you know, Guan Yu, we've got Saladin. There's everyone you can imagine in history, but more. There's even more heroes in here, like Peter the First. We've even got some Chinese heroes like Yin Zhangin. We've got Zhu Lizhang in even. Like, it's crazy on how many heroes are in this game. Even shout out to the big boy Oda, right? Oda Nobunaga. I can't even pronounce his name properly, but Oda, the big boy, like... There's so many versatility in the heroes, and obviously they look amazing in this game with full 3D models. But the icing on the cake, if you've noticed, is heroes are basically split into 4 different categories of troops. So you can see at the top right corner here, if we look at Li Shinmin, he has a A category, an S, an A, and an S, meaning no matter what troops I use, if we read this little blurb, if it's an S rated, we have 120% bonus attributes, which is great for everyone because everyone runs the same then. As well, if you look at A rating, this is 100%, and if we just checked out someone like Boudica, if I can find it, or Joan of Arc, Joan of Arc has the B rating, which just shows you it has a 90%. So you kind of don't want to use those ones. But any A or S ranking, you're good. And that's kind of the cool thing. Like I was going into the conscription, that's how the heroes work. All heroes, in theory, do generally work with all troop types, or at least 3 of the 4 troop types, right? But now we get into the cool aspect, which is the skills in the heroes in the game. So you can notice sometimes I've got a hero like my Yi Sun Sin here with 2 skills, while you look at some heroes with only 1 skill. And that's because in Era of Conquest, the heroes actually only come with 1 skill. And this is their signature ability, like any other game, like the active skill that you have. So this is basically Julius Caesar's active skill. Only he has the ability to have this skill, which is really cool. You can level up this skill, which is a cool feature, which I'm just going to showcase. And what you're going to be able to do on the second skill is unlock and choose any of the skills in the game that you would like to put on this hero. And the cool thing about that is you can go into certain things like guides, which we can showcase, and they will tell you really good recommended skills. They'll tell you recommended lineups, even alternate heroes instead of Julius Caesar if you don't own them, recommended allies. Like I said, this is an amazing little feature in the game for newer players even if you don't know who to run or what to run or whatever you need, this game gives you all the basic information to actually get going. And if you make a mistake, so let's say I put Skyfire onto my hero and I've leveled up this hero's skill, and I've made that error, and maybe you made that error and you didn't mean to do this on this hero. Well, guess what? You can discard the skill and all coins consumed will be refunded. So you can actually get back any of your investments and actually put on the correct skill, for example, and level up that skill. Also, you can see the level 20 ticks. You can check out any of those advanced effects. So you can see how good this effect is at level 20 compared to level 1. And it's just really cool, right? Just the ability to do that. You can even do this on our main skill. You can reset this and this will refund again all of those skills. We can discard this and it's out. And that is how good the game is, right? You have full access ability and full customization on how you would like your lineups to go into. So let's go into another feature why people enjoy this, which is the summoning and the other Tavern feature, which I've unlocked in the next season. And then I will go into the seasonal gameplay, a seasonal talk, and the only reason why some players might be frightened or turned off from playing Era of Conquest. So here we are, we've got the summons, and it's pretty easy to understand. You're going to have two types of summons mainly. You're going to have these general steals, which are basically very often, you're going to get these all the time, basically. And then you got these legendary ones, which are obviously better. And you can notice, though, at the top, there is a probability buff, which is an amazing little buff that you have that allows you, as you can see, to increase your chances of getting the best prizes or the best rare prizes while it's active. So you can basically save up these and start rocking them when you want. And you can see here, we're going to just start popping a few of these just to summon them. And as we're summoning, as you've noticed now, I'm kind of hiding it. And if we just disappear for a quick brief second, you'll notice we have a tap to claim icon. And this tap to claim icon is this burning fire that you get as you're summoning these, you know, summons. And these also translate into legendary summons. And if you're wondering, it's every 10. Every 10 summons, guys, you're going to get one. So you can see you're easily able to summon, you know, through the Epic Store really quickly, get a bunch of stuff, and also claim and grind up these legendary steals on top of, obviously, all of the events that you're going to be doing, right? Because events grant you so many of these as well within the season. But when you do enter and you complete your first season and you are in the second season of your account, you will unlock an amazing feature called the Tavern Recruitment, as you can see. The Tavern Recruitment is a very cool area where you have the ability, again, at the start of the season, maybe you haven't unlocked certain heroes, you can actually choose to recruit one of 8 of these heroes in their slots. They get 4 active skills straight away that they can use, and they maxed out on their star rating. These are basically just given to you as a free, almost like Blockbuster rent a video. You get to use them for the season and just level them up as, you know, as you would, but just remember they will be disappearing unless you unlock the hero, right? Which is a really cool little feature that I thought was in the game. And you can see here the Tavern rules. I'm going to leave it on screen and let it scroll down. And if you really want to pause the video during this little bit here, you can then read all of this correctly and get the full details. But obviously I don't want to make this section too long when it comes to the the stuff. But the way you need to know the Tavern is you have a Tavern rep. The Tavern rep rotation is going to increase, allowing you to get basically more slots as well as just better, you know, just stuff to do. And here is the Tavern gallery, again, just to showcase all the heroes that you can choose during it. So again, really cool feature in the game. If you go into my heroes, you can see my 2 Tavern heroes at the very top, as well as all of my actual legendary heroes now down below. So let's go into the seasonal reset, and the way the nitty-gritty part of the game works, and why you guys might be a little bit shaken off, but I'm hopefully gonna buy you around and make you try this game, because it's a great game to play. So this is basically like the seasonal screen that you're on, and this is kind of like the road in the alliance section that anyone can find. You can go through here and claim anything you might have missed out, which is really cool as well. Which you can see I've missed a bunch out, right? But what this is your seasonal track. It's basically showcasing how far you are in the season, what you're gaining for doing it, and obviously all the great, cool stuff. The campaign, as you can see here, is basically having certain requirements. So if you're wondering what you need to be at least, as you can see, Civic Hall 22 or higher, basically going up to 24. When you hit 24, you're safe. You're going to get all the rewards, which is easy to get in one season. So don't worry. But when you're in that season, you're going to obviously reset. So what happens is you reset all of your buildings back down to 1, which sounds crazy for players. But when you realize how this game works, it's actually all time gated by the buildings. So you keep in your seasonal reset anything you've earned to do with armor. And armor, it just allows you, when you unlock tier 1 units, tier 2 units, tier 3, tier 4, as you can see, like you can get all of your gear that you've earned from last season and you keep it, which allows you, as you can see, the reserve transfer efficiency is improved by 20%. So you keep all of this stuff anyway. The only thing you need to do is level up this Civic Hall and then level up your Military Research Institute to do the little trials again. But you got to remember, everyone's doing this. So not just you as a free-to-play player now, but the spenders are having to do this, as you can now understand from all of the information prior with the spend store. You can see why they're not really getting that much of an advantage in terms of build strength, in terms of tech strength and stuff like that. They will have another strength, which we're going to go over in a moment. But I just want to reiterate how easy it is to actually upgrade this buff. And when you enter a new season, a really cool feature in this game, you can see now all the way up to level 22, guys. I will now get a bonus effect where I will basically have cheaper building costs, cheaper building, time. We have prosperity or property acquisition speeds, which is basically the resources inside. So all of this comes even quicker now. All of our relics and our wall orders all come in really, really quickly too. So it's a really easy way to catch up in a matter of days, and I'm planning on streaming this and showcasing this maybe in a 2-3 day, back-to-back stream of Era of Conquest, and just showcasing how much you can level up realistically in 3 days of, playing the game on a brand new season, right? So I hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. This has been Era of Conquest. I've explained quite a lot, but I'm going to just go into the final points, which is basically the advantages of the spender now. Why you get an advantage in Era of Conquest. And as you can imagine, as a spender, you generally have the advantage in events. And the events in this game are always tailored to gems. Don't get me wrong. The amount of gems this game gives you is ridiculous. Honestly, I have not spent any money on this game, and I've logged in and instantly went from 0 to 3k gems. And this is going to go up even higher the more I keep playing, because it just honestly gives you gems for just playing Era of Conquest and being in an alliance, right? On top of this, though, as a spender, like I said, you're going to have an advantage in these style of events, because you are going to have access to more gems, as you can imagine, in this game mode. And it's allowing you to obviously unlock more cool things like new shards, as well as potentially like a new hero or a new skill like I've just unlocked right there, right? Because you are gaining way more chances, because as you can see, this is only 6 to 10. This goes up to 188, but guys, it goes all the way up to nearly 2,000 almost. So you can honestly go crazy in this event. So as you can imagine, as a spender, the spender gets more accessibility to different units. So that is the way they get their advantage in this game. They don't get an advantage in tech or like troops, if you can imagine. They get more and more advantage in the fact of they can have these heroes with very high advanced skills, so they can level all of these guys out, so their star rating is in, you know, maxed out, for example. On top of this, they would have obviously more skills than you. And the cool thing with skills in this game, and this is where again the spender gets their damage, is because when you increase or have an additional skill like Super Spear Flanks here, I would advance this, which increases this damage rate, which is, as you can see, a really cool feature again for the spender. So you can see the way they've kind of balanced this out, where people who spend are going to have more power in their heroes and skills, but they're not necessarily going to have more power in their buildings or their tech or potentially their armor, because that's all down to the player's activity and how much they've been playing this game, right? So that's honestly a really, hopefully, good breakdown on why you guys should try it out. There's a ton of more reasons why Era of Conquest is an amazing game, like the alliance feature, how this game is made all around an alliance, and how this whole ecosystem is an amazing just feeling, where you can get military ranks, where you get weekly salaries for being a good, you know, player. As you can see, like 500 gems every week is insane, man. But you can give to players, and you can just give these to, you know, your alliance members. And there's just so many more reasons and just cool things in this game why people enjoy it. So if I haven't given it enough justice there with the spenders shop, with obviously the spenders advantage, but basically how the season reset works, how as a free-to-play player you always upkeep your, you know, advantage, and how you can actually go toe-to-toe a lot of the time and stuff. I hope I've done it justice, because honestly, anyone will tell you with Era of Conquest, maybe the spender will have that advantage for the first, maybe second season. But by the time it's hit the third or the fourth season, and going into definitely your fifth season playing in Era of Conquest, the free-to-play players from the beta servers and all the earlier servers had caught up to all of the spenders, which gives me, honestly, a really good kind of thought for a free-to-play player. The fact that you have the ability to catch up as long as you play and you enjoy, obviously, the game. So if you guys have enjoyed it, and why I think you should be playing Era of Conquest here right now, especially in 2024, while this game is very amazing, very hot right now, and honestly making everyone who plays it have a good time, just try it out. And if you want to try it out, you can check out the links below from the Huawei sponsors, as well as any of the links to help me support the channel. You know what to do. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. They're all free. You know what I like. But that is Era of Conquest. Today's video over and done with. And until next one, stay safe, stay sneaky. Peace out.